Hey guys, Kill Lancer here. Want to another Kill Lancer Gaming? Don't forget the bell button and subscribe button to get notifications to my channel. Alright guys, we got some more gaming news here, and we're at Game Rant, which is one of my other favorite gaming news sites, and we have JJ was it Bro Son? Wow, okay bro. Anyway, Final Fantasy 7 Remake reveals new areas players will explore in the game. Final Fantasy Remake's director Tashi Nomura Tetsuo Nomura talks about some of the new areas implemented into Midgar that players can explore. Developer of Final Fantasy VII Remake have launched a series of interviews that much like the Final Fantasy VII Remake project, will release multiple parts at separate times. The first interview aired today, and within the remake's director Nomura addressed the development of Midgar and what new things players can expect to see from the city. Was a confirmation came from a time ago that Midgar would be the only area that Remake players could explore in the first upcoming game. Because of this, Square Enix spent the majority of its time fleshing out the city and making more individual parts of it accessible to players, which I think is freaking dope. Nomura explains during his part of the interview that he watched old walkthroughs and commentaries about the game and discovered that Midgar usually took players around 10 hours to get out of the first time around during his viewings. Nomura noticed that he and his development team allow players to explore a lot of the slums, but not so much the upper city. He recognizes that the players get to explore a little bit of it later on in the game, but he wanted it more involved in the earlier on as well. In other words, players can look forward to exploring new areas in the upper city when Final Fantasy VII Remake releases, which is freaking dope. I can't wait. Nomura also noted how players wanted to explore specific locations along found along Midgard's set path, but weren't able to. Now that Square Enix is enlarging Midgar, Nomura figured it would be good to open up some of the locations so players could explore more of those places that they wanted to see when they played the original. He goes on to explain that certain buildings and facilities are now open to players. However, he doesn't specifically which location these are, giving the impression that they're optional areas and not necessarily vital to moving along the main story. Nomura also emphasized that Final Fantasy VII Remake will not be open world experience. Players cannot go everywhere in the city, but the areas they can explore have increased in both size and number, which I'm okay with that. It doesn't have to be massively big like The Witcher, but big enough. That's okay for me. The environment director Takiko adds to this, saying that remakes of Midgar isn't just wider but denser, and that overall theme was to make it feel like a real life city. To achieve this goal, the development team added in parts of the city that were initially left to the players' imagination, and gave them a lot of realistic details to make them feel believable locations. Now I think that's pretty cool. From what my understanding was when I first played the game, they were right. You really didn't stay in Midgar that long. I think you were in there for about 10 hours. I didn't pay too much attention to it. It seemed like a longer experience when I played the first Final Fantasy. When it came down to traversing through the city, you only were in like the slum area for most of the part of the first part of the game. You were in the slums. You really went to the richy areas in the game, and I think it's going to be cool that we'll be able to see these rich areas within the game compared to off the original. I don't mind that the city is not going to be large scale like a big open world, but enough for me to be able to walk around, to be able to do quests, and have other corridor areas where I can be able to level grind. Because I didn't think it was that many areas to level grind when it came down to on the first one. When it came down to playing in certain areas and stuff like that, unless you're going to a main scenario event within the game. When it comes down to it, I think it's a good idea to do that. Hopefully, we get to meet other new particular type of characters and have new experiences within these new areas. Not just have those areas just be there, but to be able to have new experiences with those areas. I'm more so excited for the newcomers' experience when it comes down to Final Fantasy VII Remake compared to my own. I'm excited for it, but I want to see the younger generation play this game and just basically talk about their experiences with this game. I really want to know, especially with my friend Dev, who's never played a Final Fantasy game ever in his life. Besides, we introduced him to Final Fantasy 14, so technically he has. But I put him onto the demo to this game, and he likes the game. I want to see how he's going to feel towards this large scale experience compared to the experience that I had as a kid. So I'm excited to see like how he's going to enjoy the game, how he's going to play the game his way, how he's going to get past these trials and tribulations, and how he's going to understand Cloud's character and these other characters within this world. So that's the good thing about seeing newcomers to the series and whatnot, because you're just excited for their experience of this game. And what Nomura is doing with this game is really amazing. And I'm hoping that he takes his brilliance and add that towards other particular old gems later on down the line. But anyway, guys, that's the gaming news here. Don't forget the bell button, subscribe button to get notifications to my channel. And I got more gaming news coming up. This is Kill Lancer, and we got more.